We shall now have the opportunity for silence or prayers and meditation. Thank you. We may all be seated. Honorable members of this august House, members of the Executive Council, members of staff, public members in the gallery, all distinguished guests present here today, good morning and welcome to our city. Honorable members, the arrangement for today is that item 1 up to item 2 up to item 5 are suspended. We'll then start with item 6, which are the tabling of committee reports, other reports and papers. Let's proceed to item 6.1. Tabling of the considered Municipal Finance Management Act number 56 of 2003 in-year monitoring, section 71, subsection 7, reporting 31 December 2022 by the MEC for Provincial Treasury, MEC Squad.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I'm raising on exigency. I just want to check on the Speaker if this House were reaching a quorum so that we can proceed with the business of the day. So we just confirm because when one student comes in, we don't from the quorum.
Okay. Can we allow the Honorable MEC Squad to proceed, and I will deal with that at the end of this proceeding. I've responded. Can you proceed, MEC Squad?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Deputy Speaker. The leaders of the official.
Sorry, I did not get it, but you are saying we're proceeding without a quorum.
I've responded to say, can we allow the MEC to proceed, and I will deal with that one at the end of this proceeding.
No, I was just taking.
No, this is my ruling. I'm saying, I'm considering what you are saying, but for now, let's allow the MEC to proceed, and I'll deal with what you are raising at the end of this proceeding.
That's my concern.
MEC, can you proceed?
No, but that's my concern, Chair.
No, I've responded. I don't know, or respond.
No,
I've responded, Honorable Shock.
I'm registering my concern to say, how do you proceed with the business of the day when you don't have a quorum?
I'm saying I will deal with what you are raising at the end of this proceeding.
So,
can you allow, MEC, can you proceed?
No, but Honorable Speaker, I'm asking a simple question. Are we proceeding with the business of the day without a quorum?
Honorable Shoka, it's unfortunate, it's like you don't understand the rules. We are not taking any decision in this house now. We are not taking any decision for now. Quorum is only working when we are taking decisions. Can you allow MEC to proceed? It's what I'm saying in terms of the rules. So, can you sit down and allow the MEC to proceed?
But you must ensure that is a concern.
No, I'm referring you to the rules.
Which rule are you referring me to?
I'm saying we are not taking any decision unless if you can convince me. We are not taking any decision now. Can you allow the MEC to proceed?
No, I'll sit down.
MEC, proceed. Proceed, Honorable MEC.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Deputy Speaker, members of the Executive Council, August House, guests. Madam Speaker, in terms of Section 71 of subsection 7 of the MFMA, the Provincial Treasury must within 30 days after the end of each quarter make public as may be prescribed a consolidated statement in the prescribed format on the state of municipal budgets per municipality and per municipal entity. Madam Speaker, in line with the provision of the above mentioned legislation, I here table the State of Municipal Finance Report for the quarter ended 31st December 2022 for consideration by this August House. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. The report is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury for consideration and to report back to the House. Let's move to I'm going to skip item 7.1 to item 7.2 and I'll come back to 7.1. 7.2, second reading, presentation of budget votes and schedule of the Limpopo Appropriation Bill B02/2023. 7.2.1, and we shall now call upon the Honorable MEC for Provincial Treasury Squad TS to present the budget speech for Vote 5, Department of Provincial Treasury.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, Honorable Chitareke Makibe, all members of the Executive Council, all members of the Provincial Legislature, leadership of the ruling party, leaders of various opposition parties present, traditional leaders, the Director General, Mr. Nabin Chabeling, the HOD for Provincial Treasury, Mr. Gavin Pratt, and all heads of department present, members of the boards, chief executive officers, and leaders of various entities present, mayors and executive mayors, and all councillors present, executives from the Auditor General, the media, distinguished guests, citizens of Limpopo, Pretoria. Honourable Premier, Honourable Speaker, allow me to table the 2023-24 Budget Vote 5 Provincial Treasury together with the attached summary of payments and estimates for consideration by this August House. The Provincial Treasury has been allocated a budget of 457.7 million for 2023-24 financial year. The budget allocation represents an increase of 11.7% when compared to the main appropriation of 409.9 million tabled for 2022-23 financial year. The key focus in the current financial year will be to further strengthen the provincial treasury to improve its strategies to support and monitor departments, municipalities and public entities, and to ensure that we improve compliance to the PFMA, MFMA, and other policies and legislation. Provincial Treasury, through quarterly revenue enhancement bilateral meetings, will continue to take a lead in supporting departments and public entities to collect revenue that is due to the state, and that realistic annual revenue targets are set and pursued. To this end, an amount of 2.1 billion has been collected as of 28 February 2023, compared to the original annual target of 1.4 billion and against adjusted target of 2.1 billion. The framework used to cap provincial expenditure on compensation of employees through personal block, as managed by the Provincial Treasury jointly with the Office of the Premier, keeps on achieving the intended results. In 2023-24, provincial compensation of employees represented 65.7% of the total provincial budget as compared to over 72% in the previous years. Despite the achievements gained in capping the compensation of employees, the provincial compensation of employees percentage is still high as compared to the provincial average nationally of 61.2%. Thus, more effort still needs to be put in place to manage the COE costs without compromising service delivery to the Limpopo citizens. The department continues to have ongoing monthly monitoring and tracking of expenditure performance of all departments and public entities, which allows for identification of suitable interventions in the event of slow expenditure and failures in the service delivery. Emphasis is given to spending on conditional grant and provincial priorities, and institutions are required to submit catch-up plans where spending and implementation is not realized in line with the original plans. So if there is anyone who doesn't spend, it does not mean that we are not doing anything. There are efforts that we put in place to make sure that every one of us is able to spend as expected. In pursuit of making sure these municipalities comply with MFMA Section 18, Provincial Treasury has embarked in the process to monitor the implementation of both funded and unfunded budgets through in-year reports, assessing mid-year expenditure, and performance of all municipalities in the province. We have in the past 6 months assisted municipalities with unfunded budgets to develop funding plans to address the budget shortfalls and to mitigate any budget shortcomings. In this regard, I wish to appreciate 19 municipalities that have approved funded budgets in line with MFMA requirements. It is, however, a grave concern that the province still has 8 out of 27 municipalities in the current financial year that have adopted or approved unfunded budgets. But we are continuing to support them. Honourable Speaker, it is concerning that there are incorrigible municipalities in as far as unauthorized, irregular and fruitless and wasteful expenditure is concerned. What is more concerning is that these municipalities would most likely fail to meet the target set to reduce irregular expenditure by 75% and eliminate fruitless and wasteful expenditure by 100%. We therefore make a clarion call to the political leadership of the affected municipalities to urgently attend to this, thoroughly make proper investigations and implementation of consequence management in order to deter further recurring of the same. I think I need to say this once again. We make a clarion call to the political leadership of the affected municipalities to urgently attend to this, thoroughly make proper investigations and implementation of consequence management in order to deter further recurring of the same. As Provincial Treasurer, we need to put it clear that we are not at all times against the use of consultants by municipalities. It means we are not being unreasonable when it comes to the use of these consultants. But we must express our displeasure on the scale and cost of usage of consultants. Even though we have municipal officials with requisite skills, knowledge and experience to discharge their responsibility. So we are expecting that all municipalities should reduce the usage of these consultants, because at times we use consultants and yet we do not get the desired results. So we are requesting that let's use those municipal officials who are employed on the basis that they've got the capacity, they've got those required skills for them to be in those positions, so that we are able to save these resources for the services of those communities. As far as municipal audits are concerned, I would like to congratulate 2 municipalities that obtained clean audit reports, Capricorn and Waterberg district municipalities. These 2 municipalities are an exemplary on how municipal finances are managed and accounted for monthly, quarterly, and yearly. 4 municipalities, namely Tulamela, Greater Letaba, Maruleng, and Molemole, for sustaining unqualified audit opinion for the past financial 5 years, and our expectation is to make these municipalities, to take these municipalities to the next level of clean audit in the 2022-23 financial year. Hence, with the remaining months before the end of the financial year, they must ensure that the enabled audit finding action plans are implemented and findings are resolved. Over the 2023 MTEF, as Provincial Treasury, we have allocated additional funds in order to improve our capacity to support our municipalities, so that when they do not do well, they don't say Treasury has not been supporting us, we have not seen them, they have not been on our side. So we are allocating resources to make sure that we've got better functional working municipalities. Honourable Speaker, the primary responsibility of the Provincial Treasury with regards to infrastructure is an embedded and infrastructure delivery management system, or IDMS, for Limpopo Province, which is aligned with the regulatory framework for public sector planning, procurement, supply chain management, delivery and expenditure control. It is for this reason that for the previous financial years to date, Limpopo Provincial Treasury is convening and chairing the provincial infrastructure governance structures to continue with the support to departments on the infrastructure technical, tactical and strategic issues on monthly basis. Through infrastructure planning and improvement over time and the understanding of infrastructure delivery management systems is exemplified, timeous procurement remains a challenge. Hence, the inclusion of control framework in the framework for infrastructure procurement and delivery management, which is aimed at expenditure control and a reduction in the gap between what is planned and budgeted for and what is delivered to ensure that value for money is achieved on all projects. In order to enhance and capacitate departments and implementing agents on infrastructure procurement, further support will be provided by way of infrastructure delivery management system, body of knowledge and communities of practice workshops to be undertaken together with the National Treasury and Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure on a quarterly basis. On the other hand, in response to the challenges experienced by municipalities in the delivery of infrastructure, the Municipal Infrastructure Team in the Provincial Treasury has developed the terms of reference, including guidelines with the aim to enhance the quarterly municipal infrastructure grant forums, which are already in place. This work has been done in consultation with the team from Cooperative Governance, Human Settlement and Traditional Affairs, COGSTA. That is my colleague, Makam. Just disappeared, but it's seated somewhere. We are doing that so that there are no duplications, but improve and build on the gains that the MIT Forum has advanced to date. Honourable members, the budget details of our department are as follows. Compensation of employees is increased by 9.2% from 303.3 million in 2022-23 to 331.2 million to fund prioritized critical vacant posts in this financial year. Goods and services increased by 21.3% from 95.6 million in 22-23 to 116 million in 23-24 financial year due to reprioritization of the budget to fund contractual obligations and key accounts. Transfers and subsidies decreased by 45% from 4 million in 2023-24 to 2.2 million in 23-24 financial year due to a reduced number of officials that will retire in the next financial year. Payment of capital assets increased by 21.7% from 6.9 million budget in 22-23 to 8.3 million in the 23-24 financial year. The allocation will cater for the working tools as well as procurement of security systems. Honourable Speaker, the Limpopo Provincial Treasury is composed of 5 integrated programs that operate as a unit. These are administration, sustainable resource management, assets, liabilities and supply chain management, financial governance, and shared internal audit services. The administration is allocated 191.9 million to provide effective and efficient strategic management, administrative support, and sound financial management to the provincial treasury. The program also undertakes to provide bursaries for the 2023 academic year to deserving employees, as well as support to personal growth and skills development. A business continuity plan continues to be implemented and look at holistic processes to identify any potential threats to the organization and provides a framework for building resilience and the capability for an effective response which safeguards the interests of the departmental key stakeholders and the reputation of the organization. Sustainable resource management is allocated 85.8 million in order to inform financial resource allocation, manage the provincial budget, and support and monitor provincial departments, municipalities, and public entities for effective and efficient use of province fiscal resources. The program comprises of program support, economic and fiscal policy oversight, budget and public finance management, municipal finance and governance, and infrastructure management. An additional amount of 11.2 million is allocated for the municipal support sub-program to improve the provincial treasury's capacity to support our municipalities with focused support projects. Honourable Speaker, assets, liabilities and supply chain management receive an allocation of 54.1 million, and this allocation will be utilized to provide policy direction and facilitate the effective and efficient management of assets, liabilities, financial systems and provincial supply chain management process. The Provincial Treasury again has embarked on an enhanced evaluation and monitoring plan to improve adherence to the procurement plans by departments. The improved adherence to procurement plans is envisaged to aid in budget management and contract management, which we know we need so much in this province. The introduction of PPPFA regulations, which took effect on the 13th of January 2023, will also catalyze the empowerment element by placing emphasis on women, youth, and disabled, but also with those military veterans. Honourable Speaker, financial governance received an allocation of 78.3 million. The division comprises of the following sub-programs: program support, governance, monitoring and compliance, transversal risk management, accounting services, financial management information systems to the province. The program has developed and will monitor the implementation of the Limpopo 2025 Audit Improvement Strategy, which outlines how provincial departments and public entities will be supported to attain clean audit outcomes by 2025. Honourable Speaker, we are proud to state the following improved provincial audit outcomes for the financial year 2021-22: 3 clean audits, 7 unqualified audits, and 2 qualified audits. Only one department has regressed from a clean audit to unqualified. The public entities achieved 1 clean audit, 2 unqualified audits, 2 qualified, 1 public entity improved from adverse to qualified. The public entities achieved 1 clean audit, 2 unqualified audits, 2 qualified, 1 public entity improved from adverse to qualified. The Limpopo Gambling Board maintained the clean audit outcome, and Limpopo Tourism Authority and Roads Agency Limpopo maintained unqualified audit outcomes. Gateway Authority Limited improved its audit status from adverse opinion to qualified opinion, and we are hoping that this time they will move to unqualified audit opinion. While the Limpopo Economic Development Agency continue to receive a qualified audit opinion, and we are hoping that all those that have spent years in the qualified audit opinions will then move a step further or even 2 steps further. In an effort to improve both Department of Education and Health audit status to at least unqualified by the end of the 2022-23 audit cycle, focused support is being provided, particularly in asset and infrastructure management. Provincial Treasury is also working closely with the GAL management team to improve the audit outcome to at least unqualified by the end of the 2022-23 audit cycle. Equally, through planned continuous monitoring and support by Provincial Treasury and the Office of the Premier, the province has planned to achieve 6 clean audits in our departments and 2 in our public entities in 2022-23 audit cycle, and we request all departments and entities to start implementing the agreed corrective actions and consequence management for poor performance and non-compliance. In 2023-24, we'll also offer focused training programs to enhance financial accounting reporting, especially on generally recognized accounting practice known as GRAP and international financing reporting standards. We are also pleased to report that the province has fully implemented the lobby system for capturing of orders and management of expenditure in all departments and their institutions across the province. As part of ensuring full implementation of this system, the Provincial Treasury is in the process of implementing the Logis Asset module in order to integrate with the Logis Procurement module. This will eliminate the need to externally capture assets information in the asset register, and the information will be automatically integrated into the asset register from the time an order is captured, and will improve the control and reporting of assets in the provincial government. The province is working closely with the National Treasury team to migrate the current board asset information to the Logis system. The project is earmarked to be concluded by the end of this 2023-24 financial year. Honourable Speaker, the shared Provincial Internal Audit Services receives an allocation of 47.6 million. During the 2023-24 financial year, learners will be recruited on the Internal Auditor Technician program, which is facilitated by the Institute Internal Auditors, known as some other term. These learners, after completing their program, will be ready for the job market. So we don't train them to go and sit at home, but to make sure that they are ready for the market. As previously reported in this August House, Provincial Treasury has been accredited as a training office for aspiring chartered accountants, known as CAs, by the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, SAICA. We are pleased to announce that the first 5 CA trainees have all successfully passed the required exams and will be certified as chartered accountants by SAICA once they have completed their training contract with the Provincial Treasury later this year. We trust that we'll have the same success rate with the second, third, and fourth intake group of trainees. We are doing this training so that those that are looking for CFOs do not spend a lot of time saying we do not find CFOs from this province. Now, these CAs that are being produced will be ready for all municipalities and to be taken into various departments. So we should have enough CAs to become CFOs in this province. In conclusion, Honourable Speaker, as a department, we have a statutory task of allocating, monitoring, and managing our provincial funds to ensure that they meet the developmental objectives of both the national and provincial governments. We will therefore continue to do our utmost best to ensure proper and sound financial management and governance in line with the PFMA and MFMA and other policy prescriptions of this government. I thank you, Kelebua Aketsa, Dorebua Ayakai.
Thank you, Honorable MEC Squadi. Thanks for the presentations. We shall now call upon the Honorable MEC for Economic Development. Okay.
With due respect, Honorable Speaker, I still rise on the point of order to say this House might be able to refer to Chapter 7 of the rules of the House and read them right now in the absence of the quorum. And I think Rule 32 subsection or sub-rule 1 to 4 are very quite clear, Madam Speaker. Therefore, I would request this House not to find themselves in an unlawful sitting. Therefore, I would like you to refer to Chapter 7 as the rule, as I have said, Madam Speaker, and be read to the House right now so that all of us can be read.
Honorable Mabu, I've made a ruling on that matter. I've made a ruling as the presiding officer to say, for now, we are not taking any decision on any matter. That is why I've allowed the Honorable MEC to proceed And I've promised the latter speaker to say I will deal with that matter at the end of this program, not now. Can you proceed, Honorable Mapole? I'm not going to go back. And you know very well that the ruling of the presiding officer is final. Is final. I've made a ruling on that matter. Can you sit down and allow these proceedings to proceed?
But unfortunately also you are ruling with the
Yes, my ruling is final, Honorable Mapole. Can we proceed, honorable members? Honorable members, after the presentation of the Honorable MEC Squati, I would like to refer the budget speech to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury. Can I finish, Honorable Shoga? I'm on the platform. Can I finish and I'll give you an opportunity? Yes. I would like to refer the budget speech to the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury for consideration and to report back to the House. And then, can you say what you wanted to say?
Honorable Speaker, I think we have been honest with you to quote the rules where we come from and arguing that we cannot continue with this city as long as we have not addressed Chapter 7, Supplement Rule 32, if you read all of it. It's clearly saying we cannot proceed the business of the day if we have not made the trust. So if you, like Honorable Mapole has requested you, may you please, in your ruling, because read that which you are saying, it gives you the mandate to give that ruling that you can proceed without, so that we are learned all of us. That's the simplicity of what we are asking.
Honorable Shoga, my ruling, Honorable Shoga, you are finished.
I'm not Shoga, I'm Shoga.
No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Any pronunciation doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No, you are not going to force me. Honorable Sishoga, can you listen? Can you listen? My ruling was very simple. It's not like I'm not. Can I finish? Can I finish? It's not like I'm not going to entertain what you are raising. What I'm saying is that I'm not going to entertain it now. Can you allow me as the presiding officer? I will entertain it. As a belief. Can I proceed?
Before you proceed, Honorable Speaker. So
no. What I'm saying is in the rules. What I'm saying. It depends whether the presiding officer wants to entertain that matter now or later. The rules allows me to do that. Can you proceed, Honorable Strong? The rules allow the presiding officer to deal with any matter. Can I proceed? Honorable members, can we proceed? I'm not going to entertain that now.
You must tell us the rule that mandates you to proceed without a quorum. We just not what we need from you.
Can you sit down?
I'm sitting down, but you must tell us that.
Can you sit down? Honorable members, can you proceed to 7.2.2? We shall now call upon the Honorable MEC. No, I'm not going to entertain the matter that was raised by honorable members. Please, with due respect. I've dealt with that thing. I've made a ruling. Can you put your hand down? I want to proceed.
I just wanted clarity, Madam Speaker. Can you acknowledge me, Madam Speaker?
Yes, you are allowed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We hear what you say. But you cannot just rule on your emotions. What we are asking for is simple. From which rule do you take that mandate from? Just give us that.
I'm very much simple, honorable member. Honorable Sishoga wanted to know about the quorum. And I said, for now that you are not taking any decision, honorable Sishoga, can you allow me to deal with what you are raising? Not now, at the end of this program. That was my ruling. Can you allow me to proceed? Can you allow me to proceed? We shall now call upon the Honorable MEC for Economic Development Environment and Tourism, Honorable MEC Munam, to present the budget speech.
Honorable Madam Speaker,
So you are exposed to the
Mayor Rosemary Malapo, Unadi,
Can you afford the MEC an opportunity, Honorable Speaker?
Deputy Speaker Honorable Baldwin Shitereke Matiwe, Maranga Panda, Honorable Premier of our province, Ndaden Shukusten Matabata, Leader of the government business, Honorable Seaparo Squati, Shabirwa, Honorable members of the Executive Council, Chief Whip of the Majority Party, Honorable Asam Honyana, Deputy Chief Whip, Honorable Dr. Sputu, Monica Machari, PVC, Chair of Chairs, Honorable Saram Yamani, Chairpersons of the Portfolio Committees, Honorable members of this August House, esteemed traditional leaders, captains of the industry, chairpersons, and board members of the public entities, LEADER, LGB, and LTA, chairpersons and board members of our subsidiaries, acting HOD, Tate, Matozi, Ratunku, and platoon of executive management, Ekelon members, CEOs of our public entities and subsidiaries, distinguished guests, friends, comrades in the gallery, members of the Fourth Estate, the media, ladies and gentlemen, people of Limpopo. Baswana that this shogabare, Mambuke Makura Atola Gaona, Amogala Magumel Shogabana Pave. Honorable Speaker, the reality is that things have significantly changed, and there is now an urgent need for us collectively to find meaningful ways within this tight fiscal space to boost the economy and to protect jobs, curb poverty while reducing inequality. We are subscribing to the words of wisdom of our former President Thabo Mbeki, who once said, open quote, "We are on the course. Steadily the dark clouds of despair are lifting, giving away to the season of hope. Our country, which for centuries has bled from thousands of wounds, is now progressing towards healing." Close quote. Indeed, the obstacle that hindered our economy will soon fade away like a morning dew disappearing into the air. Borrowing from Albert Einstein, who once said, "Everything that is really great and inspiring is created by the individual who can labor in freedom. Nothing is as precious as one's freedom. Dreams, aspirations, and ideals mean nothing if one does not have the freedom to pursue them." Close quote. This budget vote is tabled at the backdrop of the State of the Province address, where our Honorable Premier Tate Shukusten Matabata explicitly outlined the multi-pronged strategies of our crusade of propelling our province to the highest economic trajectory and accelerating our economic recovery through Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan, Limpopo Development Plan, and Industrial Master Plan by implementing economic reforms for creating sustainable jobs and driving economic inclusive growth. The people of Limpopo Province have legitimate expectation of improved livelihood and dignity. Therefore, we are collectively indebted to work tirelessly towards deepening efforts to transform the economic patterns of the present in order to realize the set vision of our 5 years of office in this 6 activist administration and beyond, and to ensure that we place service delivery at the center of transformation and developmental agenda. Honorable Speaker, undoubtedly, the province is poised for development trajectory that reflects steady progress in infrastructure investment, building cohesive, sustainable and caring communities with improved access to social amenities, which is a precursor for sustainable economic development. This leaded budget vote must be understood in the context of comprehensively identifying the substantial progress that the ANC-led government has recorded since 1994 democratic breakthrough, as well as the intervention measures in meeting the objectives of rolling back the quagmire of the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Allow me to quote Honorable Premier Mahlathi Hlabirwa, who was clear on the occasion of the state of the province address that this freedom we enjoy today was not free. Many people shed their blood, some left the comfort of their families to go into exile to continue to fight for this freedom, while others perish in the struggle so that we can enjoy the fundamental rights that some among us take for granted. But Mahatma Gandhi, through his wisdom, once advised that you must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the oceans are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Close quote. Honorable Speaker, I'm standing before this August House to report back to the people of Limpopo on the progress made on our commitment since the last budget presentation to this August House, and also to outline our key groundbreaking plans as the department for the year ahead, that is the 2023-2024 financial year. The department prides itself with good governance and the prudent utilization of the public resources, which was confirmed by the Auditor General of South Africa by obtaining clean audit opinion in 2 consecutive years. Cognizance should also be taken that South African economy is showing signs of recovery after 2 years of growth stagnation due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. As a testament to that, unemployment has reduced by 5% from 36.3 to 31 between 2022 quarter 2 and 2022 quarter 3. This shows this slow growth of the South African economy is compounded by the impact of the Russian-Ukraine war. Also, the latest quarterly labor force survey results released by the Stats South Africa shows that unemployment declined by 2.1 percentage point from 33.9 in 2021 to 31.8 in quarter 4 of the 2022. With this minimal growth of 1.6 for the country in quarter 4, Limpopo created 133 job opportunities. Implementation of the Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan. Honorable Speaker, the department is monitoring the implementation of the Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan, which is anchored on the industrialization agenda of the province for inclusive and sustainable growth for all economic sectors. This plan was premised on short, medium, and long-term measures to resuscitate the provincial economy and create jobs for our own people. The provincial government began immediately implementation of the short-term and medium-term measures during the prime of COVID-19. Regular progress reports on implementation of this recovery plan is provided in various platforms, including the ESCO, the portfolio committees. Further, the department monitors the implementation of the Limpopo Industrial Master Plan, earmarked to facilitate economic development and job creation. Ladies and gentlemen, the province is finalizing development of automotive master plan for approval, which will serve as a blueprint for transforming the automotive sector in partnership with the automotive industry bodies. in terms of the inclusive economic growth and job creation. Honorable Speaker, the founding father of our free and democratic South Africa, Tata Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela, once said, a form of the economy will be decided solely by our determination to make the economy perform fully from the point of view of ensuring full employment, maximum productivity, and the development of a social consciousness. Close quote. It is on this basis that LEADER remains at the center of driving and facilitating inclusive economic growth and job creation for millions of our people, youth in particular and women in general. Inclusive economic growth and job creation for millions of our people, and the implementation of mega catalytic economic development projects for all our districts. In the Capricorn and Mopane district, the department is implementing what we call industrialization park revitalization program in Seshego and Gwangwa, which are the former R293 township. The department has since secured funding from the critical infrastructure program to the tune of 49.9 million rands to implement the Seshego Industrial Park Revitalization Program. In the next financial year, the department, through the Development Bank of Southern Africa, DBSA, as an implementing agency, will be refurbishing top structures of the 11 factories, including the conversion of another factory into a functional digital hub within Seshego Industrial Park. This work should be completed by the end of the 2023-2024 financial year. With the industrial parks in other districts, Limpopo has increased the occupancy rate to an average of at least 84%, with 6,718 jobs sustained. Monthly, LEADER generates around 5.5 million as revenue from the rentals of the industrial properties in all the districts that we have in the province. Honorable Speaker, the provincial government has mandated LEADER to support small, micro and medium enterprises and cooperatives in the province. LEADER will coordinate efforts in the implementation of the Limpopo Integrated Cooperative Development Strategy. To this end, LEADER will spend 10 million rand in this financial year on enterprise and entrepreneurship development support in terms of entrepreneurship development ecosystem. Our entrepreneurs expected such kind of support from the government that they love. On Fetahomutuba's special economic zone, Madam Speaker, the department is registering a considerable progress with the work of Fetahomutuba's special economic zone. During the financial year ending tomorrow, the Fetahomutuba Industrial Park, or what we call the Mining Input Supplier Park, was established and registered as a subsidiary of LEADER. An interim board was appointed to oversee the preparation for packaging of the application for designation of the Fetahomutuba Special Economic Zone. The application will be submitted to the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition before the end of June. Honorable members, the environmental compliance record of decision has been granted for this massive project in Spokane district. The acquisition and integration of the existing mining input supplier park into Fetahomutuba has started in the current financial year, and payment has been made for the 51% ownership of land and the buildings that we have. Fetahomutuba Industrial Park is currently finalizing what we call transactional agreement, and the exercise will be finalized by the first quarter of the new financial year. Honorable members, the proposed Fetahomutuba Special Economic Zone has developed a positive investment pipeline of 35 domestic and global companies to the tune of just over 40 billion rand, with a potential to create about 20,000 jobs in the first 5 to 10 years of operation. 8 of these investors have confirmed and are ready to locate in the next 6 to 12 months and projected to invest just over 5.5 billion for 2023-2024 financial year. Fetagomutubatse Industrial Park is allocated 85 million rands to prepare the infrastructure to locate the 8 investors. Engineering designs for the perimeter fence and security features for the 1.2 hectares have been completed. Construction of the first phase, which covers 75 hectares of the perimeter fence, security features will start in the next financial year. Furthermore, honorable members, the construction of the first 5,000 square meter of factory building space will also start in the next financial year. Honorable members, honorable speaker, we reported last year that the key focus of the proposed Fetagomutubatse special economic zone is to develop an industrial ecosystem in mineral beneficiation, agro-processing, and manufacturing of green economy, including the hydrological energy. The current investment pipeline I spoke to earlier is aligned with the strategic goal. The main source of this investment is through participation in the strategic events and partnerships such as the Mining Indaba Africa Green Economy, Indaba Investment Conference locally, nationally, and internationally. The participation at the recent Investing in Africa Mining Indaba in Cape Town and the Africa Green Economy yielded positive results. The department used these 2 events to showcase opportunities offered by our 2 SEZ as a catalytic projects in the province. That is your Fetagomutubatse and Musina Makato SEZ. To strengthen partnership with global industrial players and research institutions. Over 100 companies were engaged at this event, and some partnerships were strengthened, such as with Mining Equipment Manufacturing of South Africa, MEMSA, to build manufacturing plant to produce mining equipment, which will create thousands of jobs, as well as serve as a supply to our more than 55 platinum group metal mines in the province, and to support the development of the mining input manufacturing cluster, and Mintech for providing technical support towards the mineral value chain and beneficiation. On Musina Makato Special Economic Zone, Honorable Speaker, significant progress is also being made on the implementation of Musina Makato SEZ. A sorting has been conducted, and the commencement of the rollout of the infrastructure, more especially internal services on the northern side of the SEZ was held. The project operator, Shenzhen Hoimor, as an operator, decided to start the project with the launch of 2 mega projects. That's your ferro plant and the renewable energy solar plant that will address the energy crisis that we are confronted with as a country. We have started with the construction of internal roads, stormwater projects in the north side of the Musina Makato SEZ to the tune of 200 million rands. New infrastructure projects are also packaged in terms of the project readiness matrix of this Musina Makato. And then we are deciding to say that in the next financial year will be including the construction of integrated security infrastructure, water infrastructure, sanitation, and construction of electricity infrastructure to make the north side ready for all our investors who have an appetite to invest in this strategic catalytic project that we have in the province. That will serve as a catalyst for economic growth and creating job opportunities in the province. Most importantly, over R500 million will be invested in Musina town at the north side and create employment opportunities and empower the local enterprises and communities. We have to report to this honorable house and to say that in Musina Makato we have something like 150 billion investment pipeline that is there to be implemented. That will have a significant economic spin-off in the province and to change the socio-economic landscape of our province. Honorable Speaker, let me also announce that the north side of the SES has been granted a conditional township establishment authorization by Musina local municipality, and that has paved the way for the commencement of the bulk infrastructure investment. an application for water user licenses has been launched with the Department of Water and Sanitation. That is also looking at the medium and long-term water solution for the Musina Makato, SEZ. As the department, we are pleased with the intervention by the Department of Water and Sanitation to unlock some blockages in terms of the water resources across the Limpopo River for these massive catalytic projects. These two special economic zones are tailor-made to ensure that our province become a honeycomb that attracts investors and as economic game changer. These mega projects will certainly change the socio-economic landscape of our province. It is through these high-impact projects that we will succeed in our quest for beneficiation. The minerals that are now exported in raw forms into various products such as stainless steel, battery parts, and energy products. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, on Great North Transport Turnaround Strategy. The implementation of the Great North Transport Turnaround Strategy is now bearing the desired results. The GNT has increased its revenue generation capacity from 340 million in 2021 to 22 to 485.5 million in the 2022-23 financial year. To date, most of the company's historical debts have been settled including the honoring of the statutory and contractual obligations that they have, and their liquidity status has drastically improved. And that GNT will continue to offer essential public transport services to thousands of commuters in the province who depend on these transport services. In the new financial year, the focus will be more to increase the number of passengers transported from 8.9 million to 12.1 million. We'll continue to monitor the implementation of the turnaround strategy to turn GNT to financially sustainable company. In trying to crowd in investment for economic development, Honorable Mabu, honorable members. Last year in August 2022, Limpopo Province hosted the second Industrialization and Investment Conference. Besides the 209 billion rands that we were able to crowd in from the 2021 Provincial Investment Conference, the province again was able to raise something like 34.9 billion worth of investment pledges from the 2020-22 investment conference against the target of 15 billion. The department monitored the implementation of these investment pledges from the public sector. I wish also to report that for now, at least 80 billion rands have already been committed and invested in the province. And about 370 of the first phase of Nkuna city has been completed. And we are saying Diro Chaba Mawo. As the Premier announced during the state of the emergency, the province addressed this year, the province has secured funding from the National Empowerment Fund to the tune of 32 million rand. The funding will assist us to unlock what we normally call the Wahomu Chicken Abattoir, which will then be operationalized to the fruition and the traction that we need. Honorable Speaker, last year we promised to relocate the New Era Life Insurance, one of the subsidiaries of Linda, from Sandton in Gauteng to Limpopo. I can report today that plans are at advanced stage to relocate and open New Era Life offices in Polokwane with footprints in Mukopane and Zaneni from 2023-2024 financial year. New Era Life policy holders profile or numbers increased from 46,000 to over 350,000 members, which is an unprecedented growth in cross-rating premiums. LEADER has partnered with CDBL Platinum Mine to develop and construct 4 billion mining and a beneficiation plan in Gampahlela and Limpopo local municipality. Sidibelo platinum mine will use the plant to process ore and all platinum metal group concentrates. Communities around the Limpopo local municipality will benefit immediately from this project in terms of the job opportunities. Honorable Speaker, honorable members of this August House, last year December, the provincial government met with the owners of Sinjin Mining to operate in Mkwe Platinum Mine in Garatau in Skukuneland. The Sinjin mining leadership has agreed to move swiftly to ensure that the infrastructure development phase at the mine is completed so that mining can start in earnest. Upon completion of the infrastructure development and full operation, the Mkwe Platinum Mine will employ more than 2,005 people. In hitting the clarion call by the Premier of the province during his State of the Province address, all government institutions must include in their plans the development of energy production projects. LEADER will launch 2 projects valued at 1.5 billion, each to produce 100 megawatts of renewable energy and power batteries from 2023-2024 financial year. This project will stimulate growth and development as well as job creation for youth in the province. In terms of the digital economy, through the broadband network, Limpopo Connection, with the completion of the phase 1 of the broadband network infrastructure, the broadband is currently accessible, and LEADER has embarked on investment drive for the expansion of the broadband connectivity footprint in the entire province. To date, potential investor partner has shown keen interest to work with us to implement the phase 2 part. Provision of the affordable housing for the missing middle. Honorable Speaker, RISIMA, as the Provincial Housing Finance Agency, has partnered with COGSTA, the Department of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlement and Traditional Affairs, to implement what we call the Finance-Linked Individual Subsidy Program, to benefit millions of our low-income earners who do not necessarily qualify for mortgage borne from the commercial belt. This is the middle-income earners who are too rich for their low-cost housing, but too poor for the bonded market. But we are catering this through the receiver. We'll provide with already we have budgeted something like 11 million, which has benefited around 147 people that are benefiting out of this. As we address the housing backlog in the province, we are guided by the Congress movement historical document, the Freedom Charter, which says there shall be housing security comfort, where people shall be decently housed and be able to bring up their families in comfort and security. RISIMA is also collaborating with local municipalities across the province to provide municipal service land at affordable price to the market, while RISIMA in turn provides tailor-made building packages to promote home ownership to the unbankable beneficiaries. Furthermore, the entity developed household solar energy product where RISIMA will provide the residents of Limpopo with the affordable solar energy load to the maximum of around 200,000 rand to install solar panel in line with the call made by the Minister of Finance during his 2023 budget speech. Ladies and gentlemen, this product will be available to all homeowners within the province with the effect from the 1st of April 2023. And we encourage our people to approach RISIMA to accept this product to mitigate the impact of load shedding. In terms of the Limpopo Gambling Board and the responsible gambling, the department through the Limpopo Gambling Board promotes responsible gambling and also provide treatment and counseling to problematic gamblers and pandas in partnership with the South African Responsible Gambling Foundation. Through this partnership, we are also promoting responsible gambling by raising awareness in our community. South Africa is prone to opportunistic chances of illicit financial flows, money laundering and terrorist financing. To assist the country to curb these challenges, the Limpopo Gambling Board partnered with the Financial Intelligence Center to tighten the belt within the gambling industry because this sector is not immune from these challenges that I've alluded to. You will recall that in February this year, that South Africa was grey-listed by the Financial Action Task Team for having weaker system on anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism financing measures. The partnership with the Financial Intelligence Center will focus on the gambling beneficial ownership, implementation of the risk-based methodology when monitoring the licenses, on matters of anti-money laundering and combating the terrorist financing in the industry. Gambling is one of the greatest contributors to rural and township economy, in line with our township and rural economic program, and job creation where gambling operators and facilities have been licensed. A total of 80 new corporate licenses were issued, while 4 more additional licenses are to be issued before the end of this current financial year. The number of employed workers in the gambling industry increased from 3,745 in the previous year to 3.8 people in 2022-23 financial year. During the 2022-23 financial year, the Limpopo Gambling Board has operationalized 7 licensed bingo sites in Belabela, Lepala, Provincial, Bochum, Musima, Zanene, and Bapalabora, in empowering our communities and promoting local economic development. All the licenses implement the corporate social investment. And for now, we can proudly report that collectively we were able to spend something like 5.8 million rand on SCI projects. Just yesterday, I handed over a fully-fledged computer center in Sinobarana under Blueback local municipality. Honorable members, the province unfortunately is experiencing widespread illegal gambling machines in our province, which are found more especially in spaza shops that are owned by some of the foreign nationals in rural areas across the province. And this is one phenomenon that I think we are working closely with our South African Police Service and the law enforcement agency to deal with the issue of the illegal gambling activities which negatively affect our economy and the revenue generation efforts as the province. Licensed gambling operators' business also suffer as a result of these unfair competitors and unscrupulous service providers and the owners of this illegal machine. The Gambling Board is working closely, like I said, with the South African Police Services and the National Prosecuting Authority to effect some arrest on these illegal gamblers. In dealing with the mushrooming of illegal online gambling sites masquerading as internet cafes in the township and shopping complex, we managed to confiscate 26 computers used to operate the illegal online gambling throughout the program. This is the work of the Gambling Board in partnership with the SARS. So they must continue with this work. The board will further continue to monitor and audit the operation of the gambling licenses to enhance license condition and regulation compliance, business regulation and compliance in the province. The department is developing system to modernize its processes and speed up service delivery to our clients and communities. The department completed and tested the first phase of online liquor management system. You need not just to go to the offices if you need that license. You have to go and apply online, provided you are sick. You are sick in terms of the computer. 17, because I know that you are one of those downtrodden who doesn't been exposed to the technological advancement of the economy. So engagement are ensuing with the remaining 5 local municipalities to take up that Libra function and be assigned as business registration centers also to boost their revenue capacity. With effect from August this year, the province will implement the Limpopo Liquor Amendment Act. The Liquor Amendment Act, why it should be renewed and reviewed. If you are in Bush Park Ridge, they close at 10, their taverns. And hours they close at 2 o'clock in the morning. So they just cross the road and join their other friends and continue. So that's why we are trying to have them a goal over when you are there. You mustn't cross over, you must drink until 10, from there you must go and see your family. To ensure compliance with the law and regulation, we have inspected 7,154 liquor businesses across the province between April and February 2023. The partnership with SAPS is also bearing fruits as liquor business operating illegally are closed across the province. In November 2023, we closed down 2 illegal shippings in Skupune and Bembe. Ladies and gentlemen, the province will appoint the liquor board in the next financial year. In accordance with the Limpopo Liquor Amendment Act, the department will further appoint the district liquor authority to assist in fast-tracking the liquor license processes throughout the province. The local and district liquor authority will be given powers to assess the liquor license application lodged at the district level for accessibility and make recommendation to the provincial liquor board for consideration. In addition, this local liquor authority will have the powers to approve only the African traditional beer and temporary liquor licenses. With this initiative, we are removing the bureaucratic red tape that we find in the liquor application process and speed up service delivery to our communities. In protecting the rights of the consumers, it is the responsibility of the provincial government to protect the rights of the consumer against unscrupulous business practices by service providers who take advantage of our people. From October last year, we intensified the operationalization of the Limpopo Consumer Protection Act by appointing and inaugurating in December new members of the Limpopo Consumer Court, led by Advocate Munove as chairperson for a period of 3 years. These members of the court were also inducted, and they will be able to adjudicate all the claims and malpractices by businesses that are robbing our own people. The Consumer Court is responsible, among other things, to adjudicate on consumer disputes before the court. Again, on the 24th this year, Limpopo celebrated World Consumer Rights Day in Makati, and where accredited regulators were in attendance to know what are the do's and don'ts. Enterprise development and youth entrepreneurship. Honorable members, SMMEs and cooperatives and informal traders, development and support remain at the center of economic development and economic inclusion, job creation, and growth and sustainability. During the occasion of my 100 days in office as the MEC, which was held on the 3rd of March 2023, the department via LEADER launched what we call 1 billion business ideation, aimed at promoting entrepreneurship in the province, targeting youth, women, and persons with disability. With this program, we encourage established and aspiring entrepreneurs to submit business ideas and concepts, focusing mainly on manufacturing sector that requires at least 1 billion capital outlay. To date, 4 local entrepreneurs have already submitted their business ideas, which are currently being assessed by LEADER. With business concept focusing mainly on manufacturing, the province seeks to boost the contribution of this sector to our industrialization agenda and the GDP of the province, as well as the job creation. LEADER will be receiving and assessing more business concepts from the entrepreneurs as they come forward in the next financial year. The department runs a manufacturing support center in Guangua Industrial Park under the jurisdiction of Mobile District. This state-of-the-art center develops tooling skills to broaden and strengthen the manufacturing sector in the province. The center has already qualified the first team of 12 young tooling artisans from 2020 to date, and another 10 young people is currently on the program as artisan trainees. Through this center, the department also trains students from the local TVETs on tooling skills. Madam Speaker, the department partnered with Coca-Cola Beverage South Africa to support our local entrepreneurs and by providing tools of trade to run their businesses. Just last year, we handed over 44 business in a box to SMEs from Limpopo Legislature, Toyando and Mukhobo. Each BIB is customers decide an equipped container business solution from which an entrepreneur is able to provide a range of rural and township business to their local communities. This can include internet, cafes, car washes, fast food outlets, mini bakeries. The department will strengthen the partnership with the private sector for sustainable economic development and job creation. Honorable members, in November 22, we opened a new Galitos restaurant out of Tibani Mall, Hamatlala. The franchise is owned by a young and a black local entrepreneur from the province, and it employs about 20 young people from the area. Rebolela seka gore fundile ke NEF through the assistance of leader. Re nkele se be mhlala le be mhlalo mo botse go baswa ba bangwe ba je manimisha go bona ena o bona mokgwi o na le rena bona ka mokgwi ena monga Kalito se go ga matlala re ra gore honorable Moraka ya le phalale a fete go a feta reka Kalito ya ba so ba rena o ba support. With the budget allocation of 1.9 million in 2023-2024 financial year, the department plans to create at least 180 work opportunities for the youth through the environmental sector, public employment program, biodiversity and natural resource management. This department is currently conducting feasibility study to determine the economic benefits that communities can derive from their communal areas and development of associated business plan for the 10 identified by Davis City economic nodes. Economic zones include Greater Letaba, Blueback, Makuya, Masele, Skoonstray, Maneli, Vetfanger, and Makapani World Heritage Site. These nodes will link provincial protected areas, which are the core conservative areas of the wildlife areas managed by the communities and the private sector. The department has developed a wildlife transformation policy which will be processed for approval by this Honorable House and the Provincial Treasury. The policy seeks to address the following among others: provision of the framework for wildlife transformation programs with or without contractual obligations, and activities to ensure sustainability with host population in provincial protected areas, enhancement of transformation of the wildlife industry to bring communities into mainstream conservation and wildlife industry, enhancement of ecotourism initiatives in the province. In terms of the infrastructure refurbishment and revenue enhancement, commercialization of tourism hospitality function within the state-owned nature reserve remains a priority of the department. The department has secured 24.8 million over the period of 3 years to fund the appointment of transactional advisors to conduct feasibility study, due diligence, and assist with procurement of potential commercialization investors. The process of awarding the tender to successful bidder will be completed in the next quarter of the next financial year for the operationalization of this project. In 2022-23 financial, the department has started with the construction of the new 20 bird tourist chalets in Nelsflade Nature Reserve, new base camp facility at Volk Bird Nature Reserve, upgraded access road and chalet at Makuzi Camp in the Lekhala Nature Reserve, and refurbishment of the main gatehouse and water infrastructure for both human consumption and wildlife in the Taba Range Nature Reserve. The department further comments with the construction of the new staff accommodation units at Blueback Nature Reserve to improve the standard of living of reserve staff. In the new financial year, the department, in partnership with the Department of Tourism, will continue to provide tourism infrastructure maintenance at Magapan World Heritage Site, Blueback, Manweli, Mujaji, Musina Nature Reserve, as part of the state-owned attraction beautification project led by the Department of Tourism. Community-owned tourism projects such as Badingwanyana hiking trails in Sukuni, African ivory routes, Balen Camp in Muban, Makhaben Rock Art in Capricorn, the Big Tree in Vempe and Makapan Very Well Heritage Site in Waterbeck will be supported. In terms of the integrated environmental waste management, the effective management of waste is of critical importance to avoid detrimental impact on human health and the environment. This assists to protect our natural resources such as rivers and wetlands from contamination. The department will continue to monitor compliance with all environmental laws and regulations by the regulated communities in areas such as solid waste disposal sites, waste collection and recycling. Equally so, the department is promoting waste economy within this province. The department is currently co-funding the industrial invoicing program with National Cleaner Production Center and implementing agency of the Department of Science and Innovation hosted by CSIR. The program links the companies that generate waste for innovation disposal with those that can utilize the waste as resources in their business activity. The intention is to reduce waste that is directed to the landfill side, creating new small business and employment opportunities with green economy. Since its inception in 2019, the program has managed to divert 49,000 tons of waste from landfill sites, 180,000 tons of greenhouse gas emission reduction, and 41,000 tons of virgin resources use reduction. Through the program, 7,500 liters of industrial water have been saved. In the 2024 financial year, the department will develop and review the integrated waste management plans of 7 local municipalities in the province, that's your Ephraim, Mogale, Maputamara, Lepelle, Nkumbi, Mogalakwena, Trinamela, Musina, and Greater Giyana. Will further support municipalities in the province to meet their service delivery obligation on integrated waste management. The work around this involves the execution of a project to enhance licensing of municipal landfill sites through the development of engineering design with cost of approximately 28 million rands. The following municipalities, Mogalakwena, Ephraim, Mogale, Palale, Tundamela, and Mapalabula, are beneficiaries of this program and will be responsible for construction of the phase of the landfill site. Honorable Member, the department will also support Skupuni and Mopani District Municipality on capitalization of their ambient air quality monitoring station. We will also support the review and implementation of air quality management plan of Vembe District Municipality. Madam Speaker, climate change management is one of the key priorities to deal with the climate change challenges for the province. In 2022-2023 financial year, the department planted a total of 3,700 trees across the province. Planting of trees in school, churches, and communities will continue the next financial year. We encourage our communities to plant trees on their own without waiting for government as planting. Trees is a good practice to mitigate the impact of climate change around the world. The department will also implement the Greenest Municipality Competition Program, which is calculate waste management, water management, energy efficiency, conservation, landscaping, and tree planting and beautification. This is in line with what the President called for encouraging South Africans to engage in cleaning campaign for their localities. Countries such as Rwanda implement similar national programs called Umuganda. which is a mandatory nationwide cleaning campaign. This cleaning campaign has earned Rwanda with the capital city Kigali an international recognition and reputation as the cleanest city in Africa. We want to bring this best model home to Limpopo. Working in partnership with our municipality, we think will win. So what do you call poaching? Rhinos, lions, pangolins, and exploitation of fauna and flora. In an effort to combat these environmental crimes in the province, we are working in collaboration with other law enforcement agencies to fight and effect arrest and prosecution of perpetrators where necessary, and also ensure compliance and enforcement with the state law. The department also trained over 50 young people who volunteer to participate in the honorary Rangers program. These youth came from 2 communities in Mopani and 1 in community in Vemba district, tourism transformation. While still reeling from the aftermath of the pandemic, tourism industry in the country and Limpopo in particular has demonstrated resilience and has positively bounced back. The industry in the province has been able to protect and sustain at least 284 direct and indirect jobs. The recent statistics released by Stats South Africa shows that Limpopo is the most visited province at 20.3 of tourism. It's a tourist destination of choice in the country, followed by Gauteng with 15. This achievement was an improvement from 18 in 2020 when Limpopo was second after Eastern Cape at 18%. This remarkable performance is attributed to the partnership that we have through the Limpopo Tourism Agency, which has formed the private tourism industry players and the media who continue to immerse our visitors with the best and unforgettable visitors experience. The safety of our tourists is of great importance to the department. To that effect, we have partnered with the South African Police Service through the Tourism Safety Program to always ensure safety of the visitors of our province. In support of SMMEs in tourism, the department launched what we call Tourism Equity Fund Strategy to encourage the emerging tourism SMEs to take advantage of advancing tourism investment. We are further engaging all sector departments and public entities in line with our destination marketing mandate to utilize the available resources to assist the SMMEs in tourism to meaningful participation in the tourism equity fund development and various tourism packages integrating township and village products for promotion and marketing. In October, LTA hosted Limpopo Holiday Fair where 82 tourism SME products were marketed, thus increasing their accessibility to tourism buyers. Again, 28 tourism SMEs were exposed to tourism buyers when the LTA activated its marketing platform to expose the local SME in February 2023 at African Travel Inter, World Tourism Market Africa and Meetings Africa. Through the collaboration with the South African tourism, 4 local tourism SMEs from Limpopo were taken to India, while Ole Village Boutique and Boger Tours attended Western Africa Roadshow in Ghana and Nigeria, respectively. We will continue to expose our local tourism SMEs to regional and international tourism opportunities in the next financial year. In empowering women and youth and people with disability within the tourism sector, the department will, in collaboration with the Department of Tourism, continue to support the established women in tourism structure in the province. A total of 25 women-owned tourism products will be profiled in the 2023-2024 financial year for marketing purposes. In the previous year, the department reached out 5,000 young people through career fair to raise awareness about the available opportunities in tourism and will continue with the program in the next financial year. We are always guided by wise words of America Cabral, who once said, always bear in mind that the people are not fighting for ideas, for things in one's head. They are fighting to win material benefit, to live better and in peace, to see their lives go forward, to guarantee their future of their children. Close quote. 2023-24 budget allocation is as follows, ladies and gentlemen. We are allocated 1.449 billion rand, which is a decrease of 10.1 from the 2022-23 budget. The allocation is as follows. Program 1 administration is allocated 356,809 million. Program 2, which is economic development, is allocated 601,082 million. And program 3, environmental affairs, is allocated 385,608. And program 4, which is tourism, is allocated 106,420, which the total budget is 1.4 billion rand. Honorable Speaker of this House, the total budget which is there is directed to also directed departmental transfer to our public entities that we have in Limpopo. With the public entities that we have, the 3 of them, Limpopo Economic Development Agency will get 456,226 as their budget. Limpopo Gambling Board will get 66.736 million rand, while Limpopo Tourism Agency will get 80 million. We present this budget to the people of Limpopo knowing full well that it will not be smooth sailing, but we are encouraged by the resilience shown by our people during COVID-19 pandemic. As Maya Angulo said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeat so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. I wish to announce to this Honorable House that we have appointed the Board of Directors for the Limpopo Gambling Board as the accounting authority led by Dr. Elijah Chian as the chairperson, Hosi Advocate Mahuman as the deputy, Dr. Veterans Road Marge as member, Memajiti, CC Ngalime, Dr. J.N. Piani and Mr. Dema as members. I further wish to announce and welcome the appointment and inauguration of the new members of the Limpopo Consumer Court led by Advocate Munowe, Advocate Ramashia, Ms. Mabileja Siyema Ramaguma and Mr. Kavida Malaj. The department wishes to thank the quadripartite implementation partnership that we have with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, led by Minister Ibrahim Patel and Deputy Minister Fikile Machola. Sikukune District Municipality, led by Executive Mayor Yewoshi Baleka Mkhaniji. Fetahomu Tubatse Municipality, led by His Worship Nate Eti Maila, and leaded in the execution of Fetahomu Tubatse within the framework of the district development model. Let me also thank the Board of Leader Group, as led by the interim chairperson, Tito Gagmin, the Board of LTA, led by Mr. Andrew Trusaripela, and the new appointed CEO, Mr. Nkobeli, executive management of the entities and the department led by the acting HOD, Tatera Tuntu, for the sterling work this department is doing in the right direction. I should not forget to also welcome all new senior managers, the Chief Financial Officer, the Chief Directors and Directors appointed recently in the Department of Debt. I also want to thank the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Honorable Mapule Anamkara, and all honorable members of the Portfolio Committee on Economic Development, Environment, and Tourism for their robust oversight. Thanks to the Honorable Donald Sulamne and honorable members of the Standing Committee on Public Accounts, who always keep us on our toes to ensure that we maintain our clean audit status. The province, all honorable members, the DEP in particular is looking forward for topic in your experience and expertise to drive and facilitate and transformative socio-economic growth and development as well as job creation. To benefit the people of the province, I also want to express my profound sense of gratitude for the continuous support from my wife and family. You have forgotten to thank you. Lastly, I want to thank the Premier of this province, Honorable Mr. Matalata, for judicious stewardship that you provide in leading this province and in trusting me to be part of the broader collective of the Provincial Executive Council. Let me take this opportunity to invite the people of Limpopo and South Africa to join us in our 17th edition of Marula Festival that is taking place in Bapalabora Municipality from the 12th to the 23rd of April. Let's get our dancing shoes ready as we will be unleashing one of the best talents and cream to emerge out of our province, Tapel, Molo. The good story about the Maroon is that couples who have proposed that they bicycle under a Murula tree, they don't separate and don't experience gender-based violence and femicide. And they have so many children that assist us as honorable members to be here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable MEC Monama. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee on Economic Development, Environment and Tourism for consideration and to report back to the House. Honorable members, may we allow me or give a moment I want to respond to Honorable Mapulu. Honorable Mapulu, may you rise, please? Yes. Specifically, I want to respond to a request because you were also specific to the rules. You wanted the presiding officer to go on the section 31 of the House Room. No, the section 32 is the next step. Is the absence of the quorum if the quorum is not there. In terms of section 31, Honorable Mapulu, which is the quorum requirements, in terms of section 112 of the Constitution, what I did, I read the section, but it's in contrary on what you have raised, Honorable Mapulu, and I'm going to read it loudly. Section 1. Let me start with the heading, quorum requirements. Section 1, unless the Constitution provides otherwise. Section 1A, the presence of at least 1/3 of the members constitutes a plenary meeting of the House. A majority of the members present before a vote may be taken on a bill or an amendment to a bill. C. At least 1/3 of the members must be present before a vote may be taken on any other question before the House. The reason why I decided to skip 7.1 and proceed with 7.2 is because of this act. 7.2, we were allowed to proceed with 7.2. I think now I'm addressing the two of you, including Honorable Sishok. The reason why I proceeded with 7.2, Honorable Sishok, is because the Act allowed us to do that. That is why I did not want us to proceed with 7.1 because I was not sure about what we have raised. That is why I said, may you allow me to come at the end? Yes. You can sit down, Honorable Mapoli, because I'm done with you. Yes. That is why now that I've checked. No, I wanted to clarify that. Because it was not wrong for me to proceed with 7.2. Now that I've checked what Honorable Shoka have raised, and I'm now confident with the quorum. So I will allow us to proceed with 7.1. So thank you very much, honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
No, I was responding.
Can I just address some question?
I was responding, particularly I was responding to Honorable Mapolu to say there was nothing wrong with what I did. And when I look at Honorable Mapolu, I think he understands what I'm saying. Can we proceed? It was nothing wrong with what I did. I said to you, hence, since when you have raised a concern about the quorum, let me leave 7.1 and proceed with 7.2 because in terms of the Act allows the presiding officer to proceed with 7.2 because there was nothing that we were going to take as decision in terms of 7.2. Now that I'm satisfied now. May we proceed with 7.1. Let's proceed, honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
7.1. Can you allow me to proceed, Honorable Shoka?
But Honorable Speaker, this is what is going to cause commotion in this House because instead of leading us with wisdom, you're always emotional about it.
I'm not.
You are because, look, now you come out clearly.
Yes.
Give us the reasons why you took those decisions.
Yes.
And had you explained to us why you take those decisions, we're not going to have this problem because now you're being emotional. You're emotional and you're not honest. Because you're only saying that now that you're saying now you're confident that you've got corrupt. You know you have got people that were delayed and they're not going to come.
No.
Now that you got a signal from the deputy chief whip.
Can I respond?
That you have got the quorum. Now you come with confidence and say, now I'm confident that we can continue on after the quorum. You know you did not have a quorum. You should have explained that.
I'm honest.
Please stop being emotional. Run this house properly. We're all going to respect you. And can you only go out of this house, especially when you speak about emotional. Please.
Honorable Shoga, I'm 100% sure I am not emotional. That is why, can you sit down? That is why I said I will respond to a request at the end of the program. So I'm now responding. No, I'm fine, Honorable Mapolu. I'm fine. Can you proceed, Honorable Mapolu? I was trying to clarify. I'm fine. We are all fine. Honorable Mapolu.
You have created confusion also to ourselves. But it's very clear that here the sub-rule 1 to 4 is very clear that at the time of prescribed for a meeting, that time we were not forming a quorum. We
Can-
will have forum later on.
Maybe can I check?
Thank you very much.
Honorable members, can I check with you maybe? This honorable house of Limpopo Legislature, we are 49 in numbers, ne? We are 49. 1/3 of 49, Kibukai, honorable members. 1/3 of 49, Kibukai. It's 18, ne? Ne? 17, 18, ne? That is why I am very much honest, Honorable Mapoli. I am very much honest. 1/3 of 49 is 18. And by then, Honorable Shoga raised this concern. We were 24. So I am very much honest. I am very much honest. Can we proceed, Honorable members? So, can you proceed with 7.1? Motion for the third reading of the Limpopo Amendment Adjustment Appropriation Bill, B01/2023, by the MEC for Provincial Treasury, MEC Squad. Clap hands, honorable members, honorable members.
What is the problem?
Because you don't want us to pass this appropriation. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Now that the Limpopo Appropriation Amendment Adjustment Appropriation Bill 2023 B01/2023 has gone through all the relevant stages of the legislative process of this House, I now move that the bill be read for the third time in terms of the provision of House Rule 170. I move accordingly, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable MEC. We are now going to adopt the schedule by schedule of the bill. Okay. After the first reading, can you check the second one? Honorable Salam.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm here to second the leadership of the Limpopo Provincial Treasurer, Honorable Charlie Saparosquat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we are now going to adopt schedule by schedule of the bill. And those who agree will say yeah. And those who disagree with the bill will say no. Let's start. Schedule 1, appropriation of adjusted amounts of money. Yes. Schedule 2, amendment of schedule. Those who agree will say yeah. Yes. Those who don't agree. Before the short title, we are now going to adopt vote by vote of the bill. We are now going to adopt vote by vote of the bill by saying yeah or yeah, nay. Vote 1, Office of the Premier. Yes. Vote 2, Limpopo Legislature. Yes. Vote 3, Department of Education. Yes. Vote 4, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Yes. Vote 5, Provincial Treasury. Yes. Vote 6, Economic Development. Yes. Vote 7, Department of Health. Yes. Vote 8, Department of Transport and Community Safety. Yes. Vote 9, Department of Public Works. Yes. Vote 10, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Vote 11, Department of Coxstar. Vote 12, Department of Social Development. We shall now call upon the Secretary to read the short title because the yes prevail.
Is called the Limpopo Adjustment Appropriation Amendment Act 2023.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We're all agreed. No, I'm staying. That's the best. Now we are all agreed. No.
They don't see you on the phone. But it's coming. I know. They don't see you.
But the salary is coming. Yeah. But the salary is coming.
Thank you very much, honorable members. We shall now proceed to item 7.2.3. We shall call upon the MEC for Education, Honorable Luruli Ramakanya, to present the budget vote 3, Department of Education.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me also take this time to acknowledge the Honorable Deputy Speaker, who is now our presiding officer, to the Honorable Speaker of the House, to the Honorable Premier, to the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Sigwati, my honorable colleagues in the Executive Council, the honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee and the members of the Portfolio Committee for Education, honorable Chair of Chairs and the honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs, the honorable Chief Whip, the honorable Leader of Opposition, the executive mayors and mayors present here, the leadership of the African National Congress, the leadership of the opposition parties, the leadership of the veterans of our struggle, the royal leadership present here, the leadership of the religious organization present here, the stakeholders in education, inclusive of the SGBs and the unions, the DG of our province, the HOD, Mayor Onika Dieteren and the team, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm grateful and honored to be standing before you in this august house today to give an account of the promise we made to the people of Limpopo when tabling the departmental budget for the 2021-2022 financial year. We exist to serve, and our people deserve the feedback on the plans we committed to undertake. The time granted will also give us as a department an opportunity to outline our plans for the coming financial year, as tomorrow marks the end of the current financial year. Honorable Speaker, we are starting our year on a high note, and we take this time to thank the Honorable Premier and all our stakeholders for your relentless support in ensuring that we change the narrative as far as education is concerned in our beautiful Limpopo province. Honorable Speaker, We applaud our Premier for his visionary and decisive intervention by hosting the famous Education in Daba on 10th March 2022, which resulted in stakeholders adopting the learner intervention plan presented by our department. The adopted intervention plan was solid and is still being implemented across the system. We acclaim the cooperation from our communities, commitment of our schools, the support from our stakeholders and partners, the sheer resilience of officials, educators, and the 2022 cohort who toiled towards the goal of performance against all odds. In his State of the Nation address in January this year, His Excellency the President of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa said, I open quotes, "We are at our most essential, a nation defined by hope and resilience. It was hope that sustained our struggle for freedom, and it is hope that swells our sails as we steer our country out of turbulent waters to calmer seas. Even in this trying time, it is hope that sustains us and fuels our determination to overcome even the greatest of difficulties," close quotes. Yes, we have challenges as the department, but these are not insurmountable, and we are working hard to overcome these challenges and adapt to the ever-changing conditions. Honorable Premier, we are marching on, and our march is purposeful, and there should be no looking back. We want to state from the onset that education is of high quality. Education of high quality is vitally important for both individuals and the nation at large, and it should happen on an equal basis. Our plans from ECD, primary and secondary schools must talk to quality, sustainable, and accessibility education. It should be tailored in such a manner that maintains an upward movement. This is a mandate we cannot relegate to the background, let alone to wish it away by any stretch of imagination. Honorable Speaker, one of the key strategies that we are employing to ensure that there is improvement of the learning outcomes is the conducting of the accountability sessions by the Head of Department, Ms. Onika Tieter, with the principal of the underperforming schools. The sessions are per the South African Schools Act and assist us to ascertain the interventions needed for our different schools. Underperforming schools are a priority, and proper mechanisms were developed for proper intervention. As we speak, we have reduced the number of underperforming schools from 636 in 2021 to 440 in 2022, a reduction of 196 underperforming schools. We remain steadfast in dealing with the remaining number of schools that still perform below the expectations. Honorable members, let me indicate that in our endeavor to do better and to maintain the upward movement, the Head of Department has just concluded her academic reflection sessions with all the principals of both performing and underperforming secondary schools to reflect in much details of the 2022 results and what should be done as a matter of agency. The accountability sessions with underperforming schools will be continuing in earnest from April to May 2023. And I have no doubt that the good work currently being done by the HOD and team education will push us towards the desired outcomes. The 2022 grade 12 cohort class saw us moving from 66% to 72.1%. The Limpopo Department of Education implemented, amongst others, a rapid intervention plan focusing on Sekhukhune East and Sekhukhune South and Mbani East. The plan focused on all underperforming circuits in the 3 districts. As a result of this intervention, all the districts improved from their performance by more than 5%. Honorable Speaker, we have planned to strengthen and internalize the rapid intervention plan to all 32 seconds in the 10 districts that are still performing below 65. The department will continue providing extra tuition in the form of autumn, winter, spring classes, including residential camps for different learners in grade 12. In his budget vote, MEC for Provincial Treasury, Honorable Charles Mureki, announced that additional 70 million has been allocated to assess the Department of Education to strengthen our intervention plans. The allocation will indeed go a long way in making the much needed impact and difference. Honorable Speaker, from the intervention plan, we can report that in January 2023 academic year, the Limpopo Department of Education, through both the SMS and the district officials, were able to monitor and support underperforming secondary schools during the reopening of the schools. During the second term, April to June 2023, monitoring and support to underperforming secondary schools shall continue. Honorable Deputy Speaker, in the fourth quarter of the year under review, district managers for governance and assistant directors for governance of all the 10 education districts were trained on the financial management in accordance with the South African Schools Act of 1996. The department will conduct intensive training on curriculum management and support for district multi-support functional teams to support all principals of all schools. The department will conduct induction workshops for newly appointed SMTs on their roles and responsibilities. Furthermore, the department will also conduct trainings for SGB members on the code of conduct, compilation and auditing of schools' financial statements. I need to emphasize that special attention is also given to foundation and immediate phases, with the understanding that one cannot start building from the roof. It is imperative that the entry phase get the necessary attention and assistance so that they are well prepared by the time they get to the FET band. Performance should be achieved across system inclusive at the ECD level. Progress on relocation of the ECD function. Honorable Speaker, in the previous budget vote, we mentioned that the ECD function was going to be transferred from the Department of Social Development to the Department of Education. I'm pleased to share that with the House that indeed the function was successfully transferred with effect from April 2022. Currently, the department is funding 2,109 ECD centers from both equitable share and conditional grants. The department completed the renovation of the 54 ECD centers and also completed one low-cost ECD center in Bembe East District, Masisi Village. As we continue with the good story of merging the ECDs into a formal education systems, our plans for the year are very, very clear. The following has been planned and budgeted for the 2023-24 financial year. Renovation of 31 ECD centers, construction of one low-cost ECD center in Mupani East, funding of 2,109 ECD centers, conducting advocacy workshop for all new ECD centers still to be registered. ECD centers will be capacitated on the importance of re-registrations in terms of the sections, Section 81, subsection 3 of the Children's Act. A call for funding for the new ECD centers to be funded for the year 24-25, 25-26 will be advertised. On the foundation phase, Honorable Speaker, we are determined to capacitate educators in the foundation phase and to resource centers for the benefit of learners. In the coming financial year, we have planned to continue with some of the programs that I've just alluded to. Supply 200 schools with indoor and outdoor resources, continue with reading, writing, mathematics and spelling competitions, print-developed homework booklets for learners to advance learning recovery laws. On the inclusive education and public special schools, Honorable Speaker, special schools are very close to our hearts and they command a special attention from the Honorable Premier Chukwu Limatabat. We'll continue to give our special schools all the necessary support within the budget to ensure that inclusive education is not compromised. In the year under review, we spent 20.7 million acquiring assertive technology devices such as braille notch touch, C-pen readers, and Hoover cams, just to name a few, to aid our needy learners. An additional top-up of 2.4 million was made to 9 schools for textbooks to ensure that they address curriculum needs. The safety of our learners from special schools is non-negotiable, and I'm delighted to announce that we have procured 2 buses for special schools to the tune of 5.3 million. We will, in this financial year, procure 6 buses for public special schools, procure assertive devices for public special schools, institutionalizing the implementation of screening and other support to all the learners within the curriculum from grade R to grade 12, mobilization of out-of-school learners with barriers to learning, conducting capacity building sessions to educators and SMTs on curriculum, and also accommodation and concession. Honorable Speaker, we are going to promote and strengthen of reading for pleasure. Schools takes part in reading activities by celebrating international and national significant days or months, World Book Day, Africa Day, Youth and Mandela Month, and International Literacy Day. Training lead teachers in reading club management and training educators on establishment and support of reading clubs. On the expanded Public Works Program, Honorable Speaker, the objective of extended Public Works Program is the alleviation of poverty and also to address inequalities and temporary reduction of unemployment. In our previous budget vote, we have reported that the department appointed 593 workers. Out of these, 133 were appointed as ECD pre-grade R practitioners, 433 school-based monitors, 18 as administrative assistants, 3 as data capturers, and 6 toy librarians. In the financial 23-24, a budget of 17 million is allocated, which is a slight decrease from the 18 million of the previous financial year. The budget will be used to appoint 562 young people as follows: 420 school-based monitors, 18 as administrative assistants, 9 at ECD, 6 as at ECD toy librarians, and 106 ECD pre-grade R practitioners, and 3 data captures. The National Schools Nutrition Program, Honorable Speaker, is part of the program that the department is continuing with the school nutrition for learners from quintiles 1 to 3 in the province. This program is part of the department's access program. Since the implementation of the nutrition program, learner attendance and performance have improved. This program is allocated a budget of 1.6 billion. Honorable Speaker, one of the objectives to advance sustainable food production. This is done through collaboration with the Department of Agriculture. Schools that participate in these programs are encouraged to enter the Best School Awards competition, which is hosted from district to national. We are pleased to announce that Majaji Primary School from Hasilwane in Mubani East Education District has the best food garden, which is able to feed learners and sell its product to the inhabitants. The school entered the Best School Award competition for 2022-2023 financial year and won at both provincial and national categories. Congratulations to Principal Makalaka and the team for winning the award. The award was a kitchen valued at 800,000 and it will soon be constructed. They are my guest, Honorable Speaker. Today, can they please rise as we give them a round of applause? Thank you. That's the team that won at national. In our previous year budget speech, we have reported that the number of learners from our schools changes every year because of their movement and the new entrance in grade R and exit in grade 12. In the previous academic year, 3,600 primary and secondary schools, 35 special schools benefited from the school nutrition program, and we have since appointed 10,460 voluntary food handlers whose responsibilities is to cook nutritious meals for learners who are beneficiaries of this very important intervention. In the financial year 23-24, the program will continue to serve the meals to learners both from primary and secondary schools and also to 35 special schools. Over the years of rolling out of school feedings in the province, significant strides have been recorded. We are in this financial year introducing school breakfast to all primary schools in the province. Furthermore, in the Vembe West and Mukalakwena district, learners will be served meals with additional protein products, and other districts will be included in the financial year and the budget as it allows. All these good stories, Honorable Speaker, have been met with serious challenges such as burglaries, and some service providers undermined our efforts by delivering substandard products in our schools. We have tightened our monitoring system and the service level agreements to monitor and take service providers to task, and also we are saying to the criminals are targeting food items stored in our facilities, kitchen utensils and other equipment. We are therefore making this plea that communities should assist in rooting out these merciless people who are hell-bound to destroy the education of our kids. On learner transport, Honorable Speaker, the province is making strides in this regard as learners are transported to schools. We have reported in 2022-2023 budget that the department provided learner transport to a total of 47,276 learners across the province. And for this year, the number has grown from 47,000 to 59,905 learners in this academic year. This program is assisting in minimizing absenteeism and late coming from our learners. The budget allocated is 466 million for 2023-2024 has been set aside for the provision of learner transport to qualifying learners to access their learning centers and with ease. In school, sports, arts and culture, social cohesion and equity in education. Honorable Speaker, an active nation is indeed a healthy nation. We know sports can be a catalyst for social cohesion, and as such, we have integrated it in our calendar to ensure that our learners are mentally, physically, and psychologically prepared for their academic activities. Honorable Speaker, I'm impressed by the commitment shown by both our learners, educators, and the fitness team. I'm also delighted to report to this August House that all sports programs planned for 2023-24 are on course. It will be a gross injustice on my side if I don't acknowledge the special schools that are competing at the national level. Honorable Speaker, national level, who year in and year out fly the flag of this province higher. In our midst, I've invited the principal of Chilidzini Special School following the outstanding performance of our special learners in the Toyota National Championship held in Cape Town last week. Chilidzini clinched gold and silver medals in various categories such as javelin, shot put, and marathon. It is my honor to request the Deputy Principal, Mr. Paul Lechituni, and the team to rise, take a bow as we give them a round of applause. Thank you. On our wheelchair tennis team, Honorable Speaker, our wheelchair tennis team was voted the Developing School of the Year at the South African Sports Awards held over the weekend. And I will again ask my guest, the principal of Helen France, Mr. Matumi Bobabe, and the team to rise as we appreciate them with the resounding round. Thank you. Norms and standard for school funding. Honorable Speaker, the norms and standard allocation to public ordinary schools and subsidies to independent schools were transferred to schools timelessly and in accordance with the predetermined quintiles and categories respectively. An amount of 2.693 billion is budgeted for norms and standard for 2023-2024 financial year. The department is using the national norms, which is the following rate per learner for public ordinary school. Quintile 1 to 3 is 1,602, quintile 4 is 803, quintile 5 is 277, and small schools will be funded to a maximum of 37,129 per learner. Included in the budget amount is 10 million for compensation of fee exemption for learners from indigent families attending in fee-paying schools. The department continues to monitor and support the use of funds transferred to schools through the implementation of provincial directives. The department will conduct workshops to all public schools and on implementation of the provincial directives, as well as all quintile 4 and 5 public schools, focusing on the implementation of fee exemption policy, including Section 38A, which deals with the payment of additional remuneration to departmental employees. On the Presidential Youth Employment Initiative, Honorable Speaker, it is our pleasure to share with this House that the department is continuing with the implementation of the initiative. The initiative has received an amount of 884 million. It has alleviated a lot of pressure in our household and also improved the provision of quality teaching and learning since the inception of the initiative in 2020. The program has appointed over 135,000 youth for the year 2023-2024 financial year. 35,000 youth have been engaged on a new 5-month fixed contract. On quality learning and teaching campaign, Honorable Speaker, the department is busy with the establishment of committees on quality learning and teaching campaign from schools to provincial level, and will also conduct induction workshops on their roles and responsibility. The national SGB elections are scheduled for March 2024, and the department has started with the preparation for the election of all SGBs as their term of office is coming to an end in March 2024. Honorable Speaker, we have developed a leadership program for capacitating the Representative Council of Learners on leadership and development skills, knowledge and attitude. This program will mainly focus on linking training on leadership and development with improvement of both school and learner performance. On our program, Honorable Speaker, on HIV/AIDS life skills programs, we continue to ensure that the objective for fighting the spread of the pandemic is realized. We can confirm to this august house that educators were trained on comprehensive sexuality education for implementation in schools, while care and support programs were reached through the learner support agents appointed in identified high-burden schools. Behavior change peer education programs for learner pregnancy reduction. The value of the CSE in schools included learner radio talk shows in 3 main radios, which is our Limpopo combo. Other interventions on learner pregnancy reductions were conducted in schools through the Global Fund Organization's DREAMS, which is about determined, resilience, empowered, AIDS-free, mentored, and safe initiative. We continue to emphasize on the importance of advocacy campaigns commemorated, including the World AIDS Day build-up activities in the 9 districts for 1,000 learners, educators, and support staff, and the main activities hosted by the Honorable Premier on the 1st December 2022 at Mampuru village in school. Honorable Speaker, the budget allocation for 23-24 is 27.036 million, a slight increase from the previous year allocation. The focus will be on the 1,000 schools which could not be reached in 2022-2023. And the planned activities will include training on all policies at the different levels. Learners and educators will be trained on provision of comprehensive sexuality education and access to sexual reproductive health services. Behavior change is amongst the programs and will be done through the SABC radio talk show. That will be done in the Limpopo combo. Global Fund Organization known as Beyond Zero will offer adolescent girls and young women program in 30 high-burden schools. On the rationalization of small and non-viable schools, Honorable Speaker, we have a mandate to provide quality education in a conducive learning environment, according to the South African Schools Act. We call upon all stakeholders to support the program of rationalization and realignment of public ordinary schools in order to ensure that all learners are provided with requisite number of educators and resources to afford them the future the opportunities they deserve. In the 2022-2023 financial year, we managed to rationalize a total of 51 schools. Therefore, the total number of rationalized schools in the province increased from 396 to 447. The department pronounced on a program on the rationalization of small and viable schools started on 13 April 2022, and it affected 344 public ordinary schools. The program will continue. On school safety, Honorable Speaker, in the third term of 2022-2023, the department conducted a week-long training for assistant directors for the governance on bullying protocol, corporal punishment, sexual harassment, child rights and child act to empower them to deal with school safety challenges. In 2023, the training will be, the DMGs will be trained in data capturing and processing for school safety to deal with the challenges of drugs and alcohol abuse, which lead to both bullying and gangsterism. Town schools are the most affected by incident of bullying and gangsterism, with Polokwane touted as a hotspot. The department has developed a training program on drug and testing and bullying to roll out to all public ordinary schools from April to June 2023. In e-learning, Honorable Speaker, we are privileged as South Africa to have scholars and visionaries in the space of the fourth industrial revolution. Artificial intelligence is no longer a far-fetched phenomenon. It is a reality that we need to embrace and implement in our daily lives. I always cite, amongst many, the rector of the United Nations University, Professor Chibizuma Rana, for embracing the technology that many of us believe to be just a dream. It is a space that requires all of us to read and research. In one of his emphases on the need to read, Professor Marwara said, "Those who do not read must not lead." A man who lived up to his word and today is leading an international university. On coding and robotics, a total of 158 schools in the province are currently, Honorable Speaker, participating in coding and robotics pilot in the 10 education districts in the province. Selected teachers from the selected schools have so far received training on both coding and robotics. All the participating schools have received laptops and robotics and coding starter packs. In the 23-24 financial year, these schools will receive comprehensive coding and robotics kits. We are delighted to once again announce that we have clinched the championship of robotics and coding nationally. Osias Davana Secondary has made the province very proud. The principal, Ms. Nsieni Tanyani, is my guest and the team, and will request her and the team to rise for a round of applause. These are the current national champions on coding and robotics. So Mureki, you can see that we invest more on e-learning, the province will never be the same. First time we attempted, we are national champions. Provision of tablets. The department has procured 35,000 tablets for learning in grade 1 and 8 in selected no-fee schools in our 10 education districts. Furthermore, the department has received donations of laptops and tablets from various partners. We appreciate indeed and call on other partners to support us in this regard. On skills development and training of employees, Honorable Speaker, we have managed to deliver on programs we committed in the 22-23 financial year under the skills development program. 961 out of 1,000 educators completed their strategic ICT integration with VET schools of education, a program that is responding to section number 9 of the national strategy for learner attainment, which is critical aspect for teaching and learning. Furthermore, 300 newly appointed principals and school management team members enrolled on a 2-year school management and leadership program offered by the University of Pretoria will complete their studies at the end of the academic year. 100 senior and middle management members enrolled for the leadership and management completed their studies with the VET School of Governance. 200 officials and educators enrolled for the postgraduate studies, which is honors, masters, and PhDs in different universities. And we want to take this time to appreciate the educators and all officials that feel that it is necessary for them to continue to enroll to change the narrative of their own status of education in our space. The Targeting Talent program offered by the VET School of Education has an intake of 80 learners from our province who started in this program in 2021, and they are now in their final year, and they are part of the matric class of 2023. They have shown remarkable performance over the years. Honorable Speaker, in 2023-24 financial year, the allocation for the overall skills development program is 202.6 million, which will be utilized to capacitate the different categories of serving employees at all levels, from the level of the education-based educators as well as public service employees. On the educators' post basket, it is my pleasure, Honorable Speaker, to announce that even under this unfavorable economic condition, the department has retained the educators' post basket of 51,752 posts for the 2023 school academic year. This is to ensure that quality learning and teaching is not negatively affected by the current economic environment. Honorable Speaker, the department is continuing with its drive to recruit new young entrants to the profession by ensuring that educators below the age of 30 years are prioritized for the appointment. The Limpopo Department, Funza Shaka and NEFSA's bursary scheme continue to be an impactful pipeline for the supply of educators for the skills subject. On the recruitment and filling of school-based promotion posts, Honorable Speaker, as per the commitment made to strengthen school management teams, we are glad to report to the August House and the people of Limpopo that we have appointed 380 principals, deputy principals, and the departmental heads of our schools in the year under review. On filling of support staff posts, the department is continuing to fill the vacancies at operational, middle, and senior management levels. We took a conscious decision to recruit curriculum advisors and school governance specialists to support schools in the delivery of curriculum and school governance. The focus is going to have to be at our circuit and district that are able to perform the critical coordination role that is meant for our system. On infrastructure, Honorable Speaker, the department continues to build capacity within the infrastructure and physical resource unit by recruiting key professionals to the unit. The recruitment drive will continue in 2023-24 financial year with the objective of reducing the high vacancy rate. The department have had to live through over the years. We are grateful for the youth support from the Office of the Premier and the Provincial Treasury in this regard. The education infrastructure grant budget allocated for the infrastructure development in this financial year is 1.3 billion. The department has received an additional allocation of 100 million to attend to storm damaged schools. The total infrastructure development budget amounts to 1.471 billion. The infrastructure budget will be utilized towards new and replacement of infrastructure, upgrading of existing infrastructure, refurbishment, rehabilitation, and renovation of existing infrastructure, as well as maintenance and repairs of the existing infrastructure. In the 22-23 financial year, the Limpopo Department of Education was able to complete and upgrade and additions of 11 schools. Amongst the completed schools is the Hahala Primary at Mule village under Mupalakweni. We have handed over the school to the community, and I must indicate, Honorable Speaker, that our communities appreciate the good work that the department under the leadership of the ANC-led government continue to do. I have emphasized the importance of looking after the property for the parents to take ownership for their own infrastructure. The other 10 schools that we are able to, that we have completed, that will be opening anytime soon, is All Days Primary School, Leduma Mahume Primary School, Mudishane Primary School, George Marhula Secondary School, Malamlele Secondary School, Kabahari Primary School, BK Madala Secondary School, Mutlolela Secondary School, Mwanalaka Secondary School, Hector Peterson Primary Schools. These are the schools that will be opening in the coming months. Honorable Speaker, our Premier, Honorable Stanley Chukuma Tabata, we know that he has been pushing for the finalization of one of our biggest projects at Riboni Special School. The construction of Riboni Special School for the Blind is proceeding very, very well. The project is on course to be completed as scheduled. The physical progress on site is currently sitting at 70%. The contractor is on course to complete the project well before the contracted completion date of 24th of June 2024. Your wish to cut a ribbon at the school will be realized, as the commitment we got from the contractor is that the project will be finalized before the end of the year. The process for the procurement of the contractor for the Asiphumelele Special School is underway. This is the second special school that the department will want to focus on in 2023-2024 financial year. In order to improve teaching and learning, Honorable Speaker, in order to improve teaching and learning conditions, the department is currently undertaking major upgrades and addition to 59 schools across all the 10 educational districts in our province. Contractors have been appointed and construction is in process. This investment will ensure major improvements on the teaching and learning environment, particularly for schools in the rural areas. 25 of these sites have been handed over in December-January by the Department of Public Works. The schools include New Maputamanamela Secondary School located in Mudimulle. The completion of this school will provide much needed relief as the school in the area already is oversubscribed. The following are some of the schools that are under construction and are scheduled to be completed in the current financial year. John Shikundu Primary School, Matukane Secondary School, Mawawa Secondary School, DZJ Mtebula Secondary School, Lanyisi Secondary School, Mante Primary School, Makohona Secondary School, April Mahaka Primary School, Mabokongomo Primary School, and Kwara Secondary School. Honorable Speaker, the planning phase of all additional 104 schools have commenced. The school includes the new Bendo and the Zanini Secondary School, which will go a long way in alleviating admission congestion in the city and town school. We will be commencing with the construction of the 2 schools under Petersburg Circuit to accommodate the growing population. I want to applaud the Executive Mayor of Bulukwane Municipality, Honorable Councillor John Mbe, and the Executive Committee for their keen interest in this project. The Executive Mayor has, with his team, have been giving us support. I can further confirm, Honorable Speaker, that water and sanitation infrastructure projects for the 137 schools is under construction. These projects are geared towards the total eradication of pit latrines in our schools. Construction at all 137 schools is expected to be completed in the first quarter of 2023-2024 financial year. The department has successfully procured a panel of contractors. The panel to be able to fast-track the work that we need to do. The panel is also earmarked to assist the department to drastically reduce turnaround times in the appointment of replacement of contractors where contractors are terminated. Honorable Speaker, let me take again this opportunity to present the 2023-2024 Vote 3 budget for the Limpopo Department of Education. As indicated, the department has been allocated a total of 38.188 billion, comprised of equitable share, conditional grant, own revenue. This constitutes an increase of 1.743 billion or 4.8% from the main appropriation of 36.44 billion in 2022-2023. Details are allocated per economic classification items as follows: compensation of employees at 28.2 billion, goods and services at 4.4 billion, transfers and subsidies at 4.3 billion, and payment for capital asset at 1.1 billion, respectively. The compensation of employees budget accounts for 74.2 million of the total budget. When conditional grants allocation is excluded, the percentage is increased to 81%. Included in the budget are the following conditional grants: your National Schools Nutrition Program at 1.6 billion, the education infrastructure at 1.3, early childhood development 187 million, Maths and Science and Technology at 49.5 million, learners with severe profound intellectual disability at 34.2, HIV and AIDS life skill education at 27.036 million, EPWP social sector incentives at 17 million, EPWP integrated at 2.4 million. The list below shows summary of the allocation set aside for the departmental priorities. As alluded, Honorable Speaker, members are going to be getting the copy as I've already said above. As I conclude, it is very, very important that we must from time to time look into ourselves and make honest assessment of where we are and where we intend to be in our quest to deliver quality basic education for learners of Limpopo. Let us always bear in mind that every child is a national asset. And for us to develop this asset, we need the participation of all stakeholders. Our doors as the Department of Education are always open for whatever inputs that will take Limpopo to greater heights. We urge you to participate freely and contribute positively in the interest of children of Limpopo, whose education we must protect, advance, and promote. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the oversight work done and support to the department that we are always receiving from the Portfolio Committee, Honorable Mate, and all members. The chairperson of the Portfolio Committee and members of the Portfolio Committee, we want to say to you, thank you, and thank you very much. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the HOD, Ms. Onika Diederen, the management team, and everyone within Team Education, SGBs, unions, and all stakeholders in the education sector, our learners, our educators, and everybody. I want to extend a special appreciation to my supportive family represented here. Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, I do not have a wife. I will then use the Honorable, my other colleague's wife to say, thank you, wife. I thought it's a line that all of us will have to do. I want to extend a special appreciation to my supportive family represented by my grandson, Masan, who's currently doing grade 7. He's not here, but he wrote this for us. He said, in our conversation, we asked him, what is the importance of education to him? His straight answer was, I open quote, education gives us knowledge which shapes who we are and prepare us for the future, close quote. He said, it is because the teachers that are teaching them, inclusive of him, teaches them until they grasp the subject matter. And in that, I want to take this time to appreciate an educator who wakes up every day and stands in front of a learner for us to have a different narrative as the Department of Education in Limpopo. Honorable Speaker, education is a societal matter. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Thank you very much, Omakazi. The budget speech is referred to the Portfolio Committee of Education for consideration and to report back to the House. We are now moving, honorable members, to item 8, NCOP business, the motion for the ratification of the appointment of special delegates who attended NCOP plenaries. Honorable Deputy Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Chitarege Matibe, the Speaker of the Legislature, Honorable Premier in absentia, Leader of the business, government business, Chair of Chairs, Deputy Chair of Chairs, our Chief of Utility Party, the Leader of Opposition, members of the Executive, honorable members in the August House, and our visitors in the gallery, all protocol observed, not forgetting our Limpopo beauty woman, Miss Limpopo. Thank you. Thank you. You're making our legislature to be so bright. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. Give me this opportunity which made me to stand here to give motion for the ratification of the appointment of special delegates who attended the NCUP plenary. Honorable Speaker, House Rule 226, Section 3 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the House, read together with the Section 61, number 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, provide for this designation and appointment of special delegates when the House is not sitting. In line with this provision, the following honorable members were appointed to attend the following virtual NCOP plenaries when the House was not sitting. The 8th of March 2023, Honorable K.A. Pala, Honorable N.M. Lekhanyane, and Honorable A.T.D. Doe attended. 14 March 2023. It was a question to the Deputy President, attended by Honorable R.R. Molapo, our Speaker, and Deputy Speaker, Bo Chiterega Matibe, and Honorable Chief Whip E.M. Mukwanyana. On the 28th of March 2023, it was the plenary to deal with motion, reports, legislation, and debate on water infrastructure investment. Honorable K.M. Libya attended. Honorable M. Mantata Mahasela, Honorable F.P. Ndaka. And on the 30th March 2023, questions to the President. These members attended. Honorable R.R. Molapo, the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Woman Tipe, and the Chief Whip, Honorable E.M. Mukwanyana. Honorable Speaker, I hereby move that this August House resolve the ratification and the appointments of the above-mentioned special delegates in line with the above-mentioned provision. I move accordingly. Madam, I Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any second? Honorable Sinan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Who is the Speaker, presiding officer. I'm here to support the Honorable Member, Honorable Richard. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are moving to item 9. Are there any announcements? Deputy Chair of Chairs.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. The announcement that we have for now is that we've got lunch. It's organized at the basement. All the guests are invited to join the honorable members in that basement. Thank you very much. Including Sisho, Honorable Sisho.
Honorable Sishoka is also invited. Thank you very much. The House is adjourned to Tuesday, the 4th of April 2023 at 10 o'clock in this Limpopo Legislative Chamber. The House is adjourned. Thank you.
The Honorable the Speaker.
Kanyan.